The I-Team now, some local narcotics agents believe they have found a better way to test for drugs in the field and avoid sending innocent people to jail.
Now, the Fox 5 I-Team identified more than 30 cases just last year where Georgia officers said a field test kit confirmed illegal drugs. The GBI Central Crime Lab later overturned those findings.
Well, Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis says these questionable field tests seem to have one thing in common. Randy?
That's right, Russ and Sine. Every Georgia law enforcement officer gets trained in areas like firearms, CPR, working a traffic accident. But there's no requirement they be able to master two skills every preschooler has to learn: know your colors and follow directions.
Nothing on this table should get you in trouble, except maybe with your dentist. But everything you see here has wrongly tested positive for illegal drugs, and in some cases, landed innocent Georgians behind bars.
Never been involved in any type of drugs.
It just blew my mind. There was no possible way it could have been anything involved with me.
It was like, I'm a criminal.
Each of these Georgians lost jobs or money or their homes because a cop thought, based on only a field test, they had drugs. The disposable tests cost a couple of bucks each. The officer is supposed to drop a sample into the pouch, then crack 3 capsules one at a time to release a series of chemicals. If the final color of the solution matches the color on the pouch, the test is positive for illegal drugs. So are cops following the instructions?
So we break the first one.
We cracked the first 2 capsules in this test kit and read the instructions of what the color was supposed to be at this stage.
It says both cocaine and crack will develop a solid pink solution. So if you stopped right here, you might think that what you have in there is a piece of crack cocaine. In reality, you just got a piece of drywall.
We popped the final capsule and the solution remained pink. The instructions say a positive result should be blue and pink. You can understand why some cops might be confused.
Is that correct? Where'd you find it? On the seat.
Last November, Rockdale County deputies thought they found crack in this pickup truck.
I gotta test it. Thank you, me.
Then he shook it, and when he shook it, it turned pink. And he said, "Oh yeah, it tested positive."
But according to the instructions, if it's a positive result, the final color should be pink and blue. Deputies charged Ed McFadden with possession of cocaine.
Was it pink or pink with blue specks in it?
Pink, 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 pink. Like a light pink.
He spent a couple of days in the Rockdale County jail, only to discover later that what deputies had tested were crumbs from a breath mint. The GBI Crime Lab results showed no controlled substances.
Test kits don't lie.
Test kits don't lie, but some cops don't follow directions.
Man, I don't do no drugs. Man, turn around. I don't.
Prosecutors dismissed the case. Since then, the Rockdale County Sheriff's Department says it no longer makes drug arrests solely on a field test. In South Georgia, narcotics agents took these pictures of what they claim were positive field drug tests. Look at the colors. Do you think they match?
Is it possible that maybe it's law enforcement officers who aren't reading the color properly?
The cop could be colorblind.
Atlanta police said the color on a field test convinced them Justin Mallory was trafficking meth. The substances they found in his car were actually incense and baking ingredients left by a friend he was helping to deliver vegan donuts.
I ain't had no drugs or nothing in there, I just had donuts.
Mallory would spend a frightening month inside the Fulton County jail before he could get a bond. The GBI Crime Lab ultimately determined he had nothing illegal.
Messing up a lot of people's lives, causing chaos, havoc and destruction when it could be. The thing is, just prove it what it is.
The company behind the most popular field test, Searchy International, has a warning on each box that the test results must be confirmed by an approved analytical laboratory. But clearly some departments are arresting first and waiting for those results to arrive months later.
Just use a very small amount.
Some cops are choosing a different style of field test. Products like Mobile Detect, which uses a phone app to take a picture of the test colors. A red bar appears on the phone to indicate a positive reading and explains which drug was detected.
So you just rely on the app to tell you?
Correct.
Not your eyes?
Correct.
He says the kits cost $1 more than the traditional field tests. The Cherokee Multi-Agency Narcotics Squad is making the switch now.
So it takes the human element out of it completely.
Exactly. And that's the whole issue, is that You don't have to determine on the side of the road in adverse light conditions what the color is.
Because humans make mistakes, the kind that can cost other humans plenty.
That we want the whole nation to know about what is going on in the country. We believe that more people have been arrested innocently.
So far, the Cherokee Multi-Agency Narcotics Squad is the only agency in Metro Atlanta to switch over to these new drug test kits. The manufacturer, though, tells me the military is also using these.
Yeah, well, $1 more per test certainly seems reasonable when you consider the cost involved for those who are innocent and wrongly accused.
It's going to be a little more complicated, though, to switch over to these because, you know, they're $3.50 a piece as opposed to a couple dollars. But also, you have to download the app. So we're talking about all these field cops, you know, street cops, deputies out there who would have to download an app and be trained in how to use it properly to make sure that they're getting good results. So I can see why there'd be some pushback perhaps from some other agencies, cost and complication.
And just to be clear, this one you don't have to get another confirmation test from the GBI?
Well, I don't see any instructions on or any warnings on here that says that. That's a good point, Sine, but I think you probably feel more comfortable knowing. You know, these test kits, the results are admissible in evidence. There's been some case law. You don't have to take them to the lab, but prosecutors are hesitant to do that, and they want to make sure that the lab confirms, but they don't have to. They could use these test kits to prosecute someone.
Wow. All right, that's concerning in and of itself. Thanks so much, Randy.
Okay.
Thanks, Randy. Good stuff.